Recording in progress.
Hello, mabuhay! This is Teacher Lourdes, and this is your course, Methods of Research. Our lesson 2 is Evidence Based Research. Our objectives are explain evidence based research. And for the student activity, you will analyze samples of evidence based research and you will also synthesize the conclusion and recommendation of the research downloaded. Fact or fiction? Research edition. In the age of information, what we believe can either empower us or mislead us. Let's see how well we can separate fact from fiction and why evidence matters. Now, you can pause the video as you answer true or false. For this first one, all natural remedies are safe. Write in the comment section true or false. Next one, you can also pause this video to answer true or false in the comment section. True or false? Wearing bamboo fabric can prevent infections. True or false? And the last one, chocolate improves memory. Pause the video and write your answer in the comment section. True or false? Now, let us see if you got all three correct answers. All natural remedies are safe. This is false. While many natural remedies are generally considered safe, it's not true for all of them. Some natural ingredients can cause adverse reactions or interact negatively with medications, while others may not be as effective for certain conditions as conventional treatments. This is according to the study of Decimet PAGM in 2022 titled Systematic Reviews and Meta-Analysis of Controlled Trials of Herbal Preparations. The next one, wearing bamboo fabric can prevent infections. This is true. Wearing bamboo fabric can help prevent infections due to its naturally antibacterial properties. Did you get this correctly? This is according to the study of Bukhalpa in 2024 titled Bamboo Sleepwear, the Ultimate Antibacterial Solution for Sensitive Skin. The third one, chocolate improves memory, is also true. Did you get it? The statement chocolate improves memory is generally considered true, particularly when referring to dark chocolate. Studies suggest that dark chocolate, especially that rich in flavonols, can enhance blood flow to the brain, potentially improving attention, memory, and verbal learning. This is according to the study of Lamport DJ, Christodoulou, and Aquilos in 2020, titled Beneficial Effects of Dark Chocolate for Episodic Memory in Healthy Young Adults. Let's now have the lesson proper. Let us define evidence based research. Evidence based research, or EBR, refers to the systematic and transparent use of existing evidence to inform new studies, ensuring they address relevant questions efficiently and ethically. It involves integrating prior findings during both the planning and interpretation phases of research projects. Our generation stands on the shoulders of giants because Scientists before and researchers uh, in the past years and decades, they have conducted researches and experiments so that our generation today can benefit from their studies. That is why we need to conduct evidence based research because there are prior studies about every study you can think about. Another definition of evidence based research is it is a systematic and transparent approach to using existing research to inform new studies. It aims to ensure that new research is worthwhile, minimizes unnecessary studies, and places results within the context of what is already known. EBR prioritizes answering important questions in a valid, efficient, and accessible manner. This is why in all researches in colleges, we conduct the review of related literature because there are existing researches all over the world which your present research can found which your present research can learn from and can gain necessary and important findings. So we conduct the review of related literature so that we do not uh, we do not write the things which are not known, and we do not guess or we do not invent new knowledge because it is important that in making your research you build upon the validated researches of past studies and other literature. Okay? So these are the key principles of evidence based research. The first one, systematic and transparent. Evidence based research uses a structured methodological process to review and analyze existing evidence. So, in reviewing and analyzing the existing evidence, nowadays we can use artificial intelligence or AI such as ChatGPT, Scite AI, and other AI such as Gemini and Black Box. So these artificial intelligence can assist the researcher in structuring the format of the references and also in analyzing papers because of technology today we have artificial intelligence which can assist researchers in structuring their paper and improving their paper as well as uh, easy for formatting the references or citations using the APA 7th edition format. Okay, so second, prior research as a foundation. It builds upon previous studies to identify knowledge gaps and guide the design of new research. Okay, so prior research in the past decades is uh, is important so that you can discuss the related literatures and build upon the results of their studies. Anyway, in our schools in the Philippines, teachers or professors require that prior research to be used in your study should be within the uh, past 10 to 5 years only. I don't think if there are schools in the Philippines who allow 15 years above. Uh, there should be uh, choosing of recent research, even though students can find relevant researches which are done in the past 15 years or more. There are schools that require students to use uh, validated and published research which are within 10 or 5 years. Okay, so that the knowledge and the data is up to date. Okay, so the third is it focus on relevance. EBR aims to address important questions and avoid unnecessary or irrelevant research. So, as you conduct the review of related literature, it is important that you discern which studies are relevant to your studies. That's why you have to create first the statement of the problem so that you can analyze the researches which are relevant to your study. So, number four, validity and efficiency. It strives to produce valid, reliable, and efficient research findings. Okay? So, when you use evidence based research, which is basically the researches that are already validated and conducted and published, these studies are already proven to have undergone peer review, and these studies are valid, reliable, and efficient. So we do not invent references here, dear students, okay? And number five, transparency, okay? EBR promotes clear communication of the research process and findings. Okay, so you can also use artificial intelligence when you feel that your English is not good because English is not our native language. We are Filipinos and we speak Tagalog and other dialects. So English is our second language naturally. So today, we can use artificial intelligence to improve your discussion. Okay? So, but do not depend on the artificial intelligence such as ChatGPT. You must create first your own paper before you make ChatGPT or other AI improve your paper so that you will be able to pass the defense process. Okay? Okay, another importance of evidence-based research. Also, these are the importance of evidence-based research. First, it prevents research waste. By leveraging prior studies, it minimizes unnecessary or irrelevant trials, avoiding redundancy, and upholding ethical standards. Indeed, thousands of patients have been subject to trials long after the intervention had been validated or invalidated. So, we can prevent waste of new research because there are already a number of research that are relevant to your present research. So, by conducting a review of related studies and by carefully analyzing them, which are relevant to your study, you can avoid being redundant and you can also uphold ethical standards because there are many studies already before your present study. Okay? And the next is enhances validity and value. Emmanuel et al. In 2000 assert that research must be both scientifically valid and societally valuable, not merely methodologically sound, but also meaningful in addressing real world needs. Okay, so that is why research always starts with identifying the problem or the problems. So You cannot conduct research without the research problems. That is why it is the first requirement when you are taking methods of research. You must have at least three statement of the problem or three objectives. Okay? So, uh, research is a tedious and rigorous process. And in the Philippines, research is a requirement before students can graduate in college. So, it is true that uh, evidence based research enhances the validity and value of your present research as you use the validated researches conducted in the past. Another importance of evidence based research, it promotes ethical research practice. Aligning research planning with existing evidence fosters both moral and scientific accountability by ensuring new studies contribute contribute to genuine advances. So, in your conduct of research, there are ethical standards which you must follow in the conduct of your study, such as in choosing the participants and the scientific research in using organisms such as animals, insects, bacteria, and plants and other organisms. There are ethical standards so that there are so that your methodology and your processes in the conduct of your study ensures that there is ethical practice. Okay? So it is very important that you know the ethical standards and you include it also in your methodology. Okay? So let's now discuss the utilization of evidence based research. First, systematic review and synthesis. Before initiating a study, researchers researchers conduct or consult systematic reviews of prior work to identify knowledge gaps and determine where new insight is genuinely needed. So, as I have mentioned before, um, in the conduct of your review of related literature, you will have the systematic review and synthesis. The synthesis is called the uh, in your chapter 2 review of related literature. Uh, you will discuss each related literature, and at the last part of the review, you will synthesize the findings of each study you have used in your research. And next, contextual design. Utilization involves incorporating prior evidence and end user perspectives into hypothesis formulation, study design, and outcome interpretation, ensuring relevance and avoiding duplication. So, one example of this is conducting a scoping review of studies. So, a scoping review is a study which uh, scans several researchers so that the researcher can find the answer to the objectives set before the study and to study several researches which can answer the proposed objectives. So, utilization involves incorporating prior evidence and end users' perspective into hypothesis formulation, study design, and outcome interpretation. Okay, so that's one utilization of evidence based research. And reporting and contextualization. Upon conclusion, new findings are positioned within the existing body of evidence, clarifying how they complement or challenge the prevailing knowledge, facilitating cumulative science. Okay, so as you review your related literature, uh, you can find concepts and you can synthesize this and as you relate the studies into your present study. And then translation into practice. In fields like healthcare and psychology, evidence based approaches guide trustworthy decision making by combining research with professional judgment and client values. Okay, so as we use the evidence based research in your methods of research course in college, it is important that your research can be translated into practice. We can be translated into practice because uh, evidence-based approaches guide trustworthy decision making as it combines research with professional judgment and client values. So these are the utilization of evidence-based research. So as a summary, we can see that the definition of evidence-based research is systematic and transparent use of existing research to guide new studies. And the importance is to prevent waste, uphold ethics, and ensure that research is both valid and valuable. And utilization, it involves systematic reviews, contextual study design, and evidence informed reporting and practice integration. Okay, so by adopting an evidence based research framework anchored in systematic synthesis, ethical justification, and contextual relevance, researchers can ensure that their work is meaningful, efficient, and aligned with both scientific progression and societal needs. That is according to Holloway and Perth in 2018. So these are the benefits of evidence based research. First, it ensures worthwhile and valuable research. By building on existing evidence, EBR helps researchers focus on studies that are likely to yield meaningful results, and it minimizes unnecessary research. Evidence based research helps identify areas where further research may not be needed, reducing waste and duplication. And it improves research design. By understanding what is already known, researchers can design more effective and efficient studies. And lastly, it facilitates informed decision making. Evidence based research provides a solid foundation for evidence based practice in various fields. Okay. So, how does evidence-based research works? First, the researcher or the students will formulate a question. You will identify a specific question that needs to be addressed by research. Second, you will search for evidence. You will conduct a systematic review of the literature to find relevant existing research. And third, you will assess the evidence. You will evaluate the validity and reliability of the existing research. And number four, you will apply the evidence. You will use the findings of the systematic review to inform the design and implementation of new research. And number five, you will evaluate the results. You will assess the results of the new research in light of the existing evidence. This is according to Robinson et al. In 2021. So, that ends our discussion. These are my references. Thank you so much for these references. And I also would like to give special thanks to canva.com, where I made this PowerPoint, and zoom.com, ChatGPT, Google AI, and CapCut. So for your student activity, you will analyze samples of evidence-based research, and you will synthesize the conclusion and recommendation of the research downloaded. Use the 3 research papers you downloaded from our lesson 1. You will analyze and discuss the findings, conclusion, and recommendation. You can do it using your handwritten, or you can encode your synthesis in an A4 band, or you can encode it in an A4, and you will submit the hard copy, or you can also submit the soft copy to our designated Google Classroom. You must submit this in 3 days, because after 3 days, our Google Classroom will automatically close. So I hope you enjoy and learn this lesson about the evidence-based research. This is your Teacher Lourdes, saying thank you and mabuhay!